Who remembers when Liverpool was sniffing around Dani Alves all them years ago? Do you remember that? Do you remember that? That's some old school cop talk days, that, innit? I can't remember what year that would be, but he used to be like one of the big, like, you know, like when people talk about Mbappe now and stuff like that, one of those links that never goes away, or Pedro Neto that never goes away. Dani Alves, all right, he's not Mbappe, but what I mean is, like, he was linked with Liverpool all the time, you know what I mean? And will it happen, won't it happen, and everything. Do you remember that? It's years ago, innit, guys? Well, have you seen what's happened? He's been found guilty of rape. He has. Nightclub rape. Here in Spain, a court has found him guilty of raping a woman in a Barcelona nightclub. He's been sentenced to 4.5 years in the jug. 4.5 years. One of the most decorated footballers in history. He denied sexually assaulting the woman in the early hours of the 31st of December 2022. And his lawyer has asked for his acquittal, and Alves can appeal the sentence. So he got 4.5 years in the jug, and the courts ordered him to pay £128,500 to the victim, and he said he should face 5 years probation afterwards. Prosecutors said Alves and his friend had bought champagne for 3 young women before luring one of them to a VIP area of the nightclub with a toilet which she had no knowledge of. They argued that it was at this point he turned violent, forcing the woman to have sex despite her repeated requests to leave. He maintained she could have left, quote, if she wanted to. However, the court ruled that she did not consent. In a statement, the court said there was evidence other than the victim's testimony that proved that she had been raped. It said that Alves had abruptly grabbed the complainant, thrown her to the ground, raped her while preventing her from moving, as the complainant said no and wanted to leave. The woman said the rape had caused her anguish and terror. One of her friends who was with her on the night described how the 23-year-old had cried uncontrollably after leaving the bathroom. He's been held in pre-trial detention since January 23 and has changed his testimony on a number of occasions. He first denied knowing his accuser, only to claim later he had met her in the toilet, but nothing had happened between them. He then changed his version of events, saying that they had consensual sex. We were both enjoying ourselves, he claimed. The prosecution asked for a 9-year prison sentence. In Spain, a claim of rape is investigated under the general accusation of sexual assault, and convictions can lead to prison sentences of 4 to 15 years. The law was changed recently to enshrine the importance of consent under the so-called only yes is yes principle. Obviously, Alves played more than 400 times for Barcelona, won 6 league titles, 3 Champions Leagues across 2 spells with the club. He was also part of Brazil's 2022 World Cup squad. Dani Alves, I mean, what a fucking player he was, you know. And, you know, like here in Spain, the women are really looked after here. They're looked by the laws and that. Very protective of the girls, and rightly so. I completely agree with that. You know, Spanish men can be a bit macho, you know what I mean? That's not being mean or anything. That's just what Spanish girls have told me from my experiences of being here, you know. Macho doesn't mean a bastard. They can just be a bit like fucking, you know, I'm the daddy kind of thing. But yeah, Dani Alves and Liverpool. I mean, if I was to put Dani Alves, let's just try it like this. Linked. Let's try this. And this is linked with Liverpool. Let's see if anything comes up from back in the day. Liverpool almost signed Dani Alves in 2006, but opted to invest in Dirk Kuyt instead. In 2017, he says he almost signed for Liverpool in 2006 after reaching an agreement with the club when he was at Sevilla. He said, I pretty much had an agreement with Liverpool, but for whatever reason, it didn't happen at the last moment, and I really don't know why, as I wasn't the one conducting the negotiations. I had other people representing me back then. So that was, what year was that, did I say, guys? Well, that report was 2017. Did he say when it was? 2006, sorry, I've got a memory like a sieve. So we're going back nearly 20 years there. And I know for a fact he was late with us before then, linked with us before then. 2014, Dani Alves linked. So I guess it was around, sorry, yeah, I'm getting my dates wrong, but I think it was around 2019 he was tipped, as, you know, for Liverpool again. We could have had him for £8 million apparently in 2006, but that was what Liverpool were all about. Liverpool back then, we used to be, you know, like frustrated about Liverpool not finding the money. Even this wasn't under FSG, remember, you know, like it was just like we're $500,000 short. You know, you'd hear these stories all the time, like we're $500,000 short, 300,000 short. Guys, if you can remember any of them instances, please do drop them in the video description, because, you know, we discuss these things on the we discuss these things on the live streams, don't we? 1 second. I have to reply to that message. Anyway, so that's it. Who'd have thought that, eh? I'm not going to comment on, you know, things like that, other than, you know, like, I'm just not going to comment. I'm just telling you what's in the media. I haven't seen the trial, the evidence or whatever. It's not my business. And I certainly aren't making any jokes about it. I'm just pointing out, like, do you remember when Dani Alves was really linked with us, and look what's happened to him? Because I reckon there's a few of you don't know that. All right, so if you appreciate the video, please give a thumbs up and drop me a comment. Thank you, guys. All right.